Well, hello, my little crafty friends. This is Marcy with Creators Call here on YouTube. And I have to say that after an 18-month interval, I am returning to share a video with you. This is not the video that I thought I would be making first when I came back, but because of the way things kind of happen and the order in which I need to do them, this is the video that's going to wind up being first. "18 months ago, give or take, it was November of 2024, I took a break from YouTube and junk journal making, and I will link that video down below. And I needed a break. I was really worn out, and then we had been going through some things in our lives. We actually became grandparents, and I wanted to focus on that. And so I just put junk journaling away for a bit. Well, a lot happened in between, and I just ended up being gone longer than I expected to be. Now I'm finding myself kind of itching to get back in and make journals. And so I have dug out this box of journal supplies. Now, I don't know if you recall, but if you watched my older videos, I had an entire room devoted to making junk journals. And in the last 18 months, one of the things that has transpired is that we tried to move out of state, and then we decided we just wanted to downsize and move locally. And so as part of that, I had to really clear out my craft room and focus on what I wanted to keep and what I didn't. And so I got all of my journal supplies pretty much condensed down to this box, which is great. However, lately I find myself really wanting to make a journal, and while that in and of itself isn't unusual, what is unusual is that I want to make it for myself. And if you've watched my channel for any length of time, you will know that that's weird because I'm not really much of a journaler. I am a person who likes making journals and the creative aspect of that, but I don't journal myself. So I am wanting to make one for myself. I had been doing some reading and I wanted to write some things down. I was like, gee willikers, if only I had a journal. And then I remembered, oh yeah, I know someone who makes journals. It's me. So I need to go through this box of supplies before I can make that journal because I don't remember what I kept. I got rid of, I don't know, truckloads of things. And I will share a video with you later that talks about everything I disposed of and how I disposed of it. I went crazy. So basically for the last 2 years or so, we've been in decluttering mode, or at least for a year and a half we were. But then with the move, you know, it kind of got accelerated. So that was our whole entire focus for most of 2025, was getting rid of things, clearing out, decluttering. And I have to tell you that if I hadn't started in February of 2024, that job would have been pretty much impossible. And I will talk about all of that in another video down the line, which is the video that I thought I was going to make first. So before I bore you anymore with this box, this box is just sitting here with a lid. Let's go through this together. I wanted to go through this together with you. And the first thing that I need to find is my recording arm because I can't find it. I just saw it recently, but I don't remember where I packed it away, and I thought I packed it in this bin. I do have most everything tucked in here, and I got rid of lots of fabrics and all kinds of everythings, but I did save, I'll just show you real quick up here, those 2 blue boxes. There are things in there that really I saved that I had been using for journals, but my emphasis now, you're getting a little mini view of my craft room, but my emphasis now is scrapbooking. So after getting rid of so many things in our lives and finishing up projects that needed to be done around the house and stuff to put it on the market, I now have tons of spare time. So I am recommitting to finishing the albums that I never got done for my kids. So I thought it'd be fun to go through this journal box and see what's in there and see what I kept so that I can make myself a journal. But first I gotta go find my recording arm, and then I gotta clear off this table here. As you can see, I'm working on 2003. Yes, folks, that's how far behind I was, but it's not all my fault. Life got in the way. And that again is a topic for another video. I can talk more about that, but good news is I only have to catch up to 2016, so I've only got 13 years to document of my darling children's lives. 2003, I wasn't even working yet. So that's crazy to contemplate. Anyway, let me go find my recording arm and then we'll go through this box together. Out here in the garage, you see all of these, the black bins with the yellow lids that Costco sells. And, you know, we had packed up quite a bit of our house. And then when things didn't work out, I have now unpacked them. But the first thing I did pack was my craft room. And so living without that for many months was sad. But I think my recording arm, I unpacked everything then just a couple months ago and put everything back in my craft room, except for a few of these scrapbook supplies. I think that's where the recording arm is. So let's see. If I can set this on something, we can get a better view, but I don't have anything here and I need two hands. Hang on. I found it. I found it. I don't even know if I'm in frame. Oh, there are actually 3 boxes out here in the garage that are still full of stuff, and that top one mainly was empty albums for me to use to document my children's growing up years. And then these bottom 2 were the blue lidded bins of ephemera that I had on my Calyx unit in my old craft room upstairs. And you see them in a lot of videos, and they were primarily meant for scrapbooking. I just don't know where I'm going to put them right now. But again, it's a topic for another video. So let's go inside, set up the camera, and then we can go through that box together. All right, well, that took a little bit of doing, but I think we got it. I'm gonna try to, there we go, that's better. All right, so what is in here? Because I honestly cannot remember what books I got rid of, what papers I kept, what I actually have. So before I actually try to make myself a journal, I need to figure out what it is I actually kept. I tried to really keep the best of the best. So I do have some trims and things that I kept, and I have some of my pretty books that I kept, which I will show you in a later video. So I realized that when I quit recording in November of 2024, that I promised you guys a craft room and nursery tour, because if you'll recall, I was turning my old craft room into a bedroom where the baby could sleep when she comes to visit. And she has come to visit several times and she's used it and it's all been lovely. But then when we tried to move and I started unpacking things, taking things off the walls, I recalled that I had promised this and said, oops, I don't have anything to show you. But now I do, so that will be coming later. And I really thought that would be the first video I would lead with, but it's not. But what I see first on top are fabrics and trims, and then this one is a specific bundle of things for a specific journal that I haven't made yet. So these are scraps from Flea Market Floozy, and then I had a few little embroidered pieces that I threw in there. Okay, these were things that I set aside for journal toppers. And I had made some journal toppers. I purchased a few, and then I have some pretty trims and things. So that's what that was. And those were the nice things. And then this right here is the Better Homes and Gardens cookbook that I saved to go with that bundle of things, because I still had in mind I was going to make one. Yeah, I was looking for these. I didn't know where these were. These are the Tim Holtz wallpaper packs and, or ideology rather, backdrop papers. And they're small size. This one has a camera with it. Now I just got a random thing in the mail just yesterday. Already I forgot where I put it, but I wanted it to go with those things. And it was just a piece of cardstock, like background cardstock paper. I had an ad on the other side, but it tied in with those. These were smaller. Oh, here's some other smaller pocket cards from Ideology. See, all of these I had actually purchased with journals in mind, but I could still use them in my scrapbooks. And then more random papers, things I made that I thought were cute. I did throw out a lot. It was very, very hard. Very hard. But it was necessary, I think, and I think it gave me clarity on what I really valued and found important. So what I really would like to find right now is papers that I can use to put in a journal, because this is going to be primarily for writing, right? Yeah, because it's a journal, but not for like pockets and lots of ephemera and stuff like that. Maybe decorate a few pages, but really just for writing. I have this random thing that still not used. I've used a couple pages out of it. And then these were more of like these decorative papers and things. Remember, I was part of that grabby thing for a bit. And they wanted me to represent them, but right now I'm having trouble purchasing things, and when I'm in a decluttering mode and I feel like there's an abundance of things to be used, and the whole point of junk journaling is to use things you already have, I really feel that it's a bit hypocritical to try to sell you things. So as I return, my focus is not going to be to sell. I will have some things in my shop from time to time, but really it's just going to be to share with you. Okay, so here I had this. I specifically purchased for making journals. That was from Joann's way back. And then I had ordered this one. This is another Ideology 8x8 pack. They're all just really pretty papers, and I do realize that I gravitate towards botanicals and florals. I think this is a good one to use, these pages in here. This was another one from Joann's. Sadly, Joann's is closed now, but I think you can order online. Not sure. And then I had these random pieces of acetate that were good for making pockets on pages, acetate pages. I don't know that I'll use them now, but I'm just trying to reacquaint myself with what I've got. Ledger paper, my mother-in-law's old secretarial school typing book, which has really fun pages and things. Don't know that I'll use that in this particular journal, but... And then this was also for a 10 key. I love a good 10 key. I used to be really fast on that. I used to have a 10 key at home, but I think I discarded it long ago. So that's all her writing, and then I don't think that will go in there right now. Music pages, manuscript paper. That might go in there, actually. These acetate pockets will not. I'm gonna put these back so I don't lose them. This is all dictionary page. And I had books. Where are they? That's the question. Where are the special books? Because I'm pretty sure I kept my Hebrew Bible, the pages that I was using from that. And I had some other books. I don't know where they are, but it would be nice to put those in there. I do have some old Bible page here. And then this was from a dictionary I had found. And then these I ordered because they were coffee dyed. And frankly, I think I will be putting some of that in there. I kind of came to the realization other people coffee dye better than I do, and I would rather purchase from them and support them. These are more random book pages. So a pretty one or two. I got rid of so many books. Tell you, but I'll tell you in my video that a lot of it went to the video that's going to come later. A lot of it went to a specific creative reuse store here in town that was just getting going, and I felt good about donating to her because she took some things that the other one didn't take. But overall, let's see, overall I donated over 200 pounds of craft supplies over time. Almost 300 pounds, I think. So I'll share that in my later video that I'll share with you. It's going to take some scripting, and I hate writing scripts because I feel like I can't get started, but I need the clarity of thought. Okay, so yes, probably use some of those. These are different kinds of dyed papers, so I did keep them. Some done by me, some I purchased, and yes, they'll go in there. And I believe there are some that are dyed by other substances besides tea and coffee. They're like pretty colors and pretty patterns, inked paper art. See, I ordered things, I just never got to the part where I used them, but they made the cut and they got to stay because they're really nice, and I just wasn't sure I was going to wind up with journals. And then this bag, I wrote on it a note that said specifically for journals, not scrapbooks. And one of them, I had a note that said, junk journal stuff I literally don't know what to do with. Maybe that's this bag. Oh, here it is. This was stuff for journals. And I'm glad I found this, but says, I truly don't know what to do with these. The papers are usable. I doubt I will make them as journals, but time will tell. All other journal supplies have been discarded by either being trashed or donated. But these were the ones that were left over, including, yeah, see, I started them. But what I have in mind is not this style, but I also thought I might end up using some of those papers. What's all this? Ephemera. Oh, these were Premade Page Bases. That was it. And a few envelopes in there. Premade Page Bases. I did that video a long time ago. I can link it below. And then this was paper dolls, which I don't think I'll be using in this one. I will probably pull from this pack. And then this was just really pretty, what's the word? It's the pretty paper. I can't think of the name of it. I've known the name of it. These kind that are like handmade paper, kind of. What's the word? I don't know. I've used them in other videos. And then also, here's a random little glassine envelope that I threw in there. See, the thing is I said I wasn't going to keep saving stuff because I didn't want to be buried in trash again, but I have received a few really pretty things that I'm like, oh, it'd be so great in a journal. Yeah, because I can't help myself. So let me put the rest of this back that's not getting used. What got me started was I was finding that I had a need for a journal, and realizing, yeah, you make journals, so make yourself one, which I know that seems like really obvious, but since I hadn't been making journals for me, I didn't really have it in the back of my mind that I would make a journal for me. So, and these are not going in the way they came out, but that's okay. What I've been trying to focus on now with all these empty spaces, literally and figuratively in my life, are finishing my children's scrapbooks / albums. And so that's really my main focus. But I think I can incorporate that into this channel as well. And I'm really looking forward to using my junk journaling skills to help make the albums look a little better or different than what I was using, but also just not getting hung up on the perfection of the page, but just moving forward and getting pages done. Like I said, I have 13 years to scrapbook. This is what I have right now then that I think I will be working with for my own journal. I will record that process because I'm basing it off of a video I just watched. It's by Natasha from Treasure Books, and she had a video she put out there a little over a year ago about the easiest way to make a journal, and I will tell you, it really is easy, and I think I may make all my journals that way from here on in. It's super easy, and when I watched it, I thought, yeah, I could do that for me, and I could make a journal then that I am proud of. So that is it for today. That's my quick little reintroductory video. I'm happy to be back with you guys, and thank you so much for watching. If you're watching, come catch up. If you're new within the last year, because I have gotten quite a number of subscribers in the 18 months that I was off, I want to say welcome and thank you. Thanks again for joining me today, and I hope you guys have a great week. I look forward to chatting with you more on film, and take care. Bye-bye now.